Hello, this is Karishma back with an interesting episode of IT Talks. Today we talk about one of the very few Indian companies with Indian products which are solely focused on small and medium enterprises of India, Synersoft Technologies Private Limited. Synersoft, the maker of path-breaking and disruptive technology for SME, now branded as Blackbox, is incubated, an invested portfolio company of CIIE IIM Ahmedabad. Let's hear the candid conversation with their CEO, Mr. Vishal Prakash Shah.
Sure.
My very first question is that what was the major idea or rather the initiative behind the certified program that you've launched by the Blackbox Academy, Synersoft?
Basically, this idea of Blackbox certification program was never there in the beginning when we started this or developed this particular product. Basically, as the Blackbox was evolved to be a data protection and information security product, especially for MSMEs, it was adopted by first hundreds of MSMEs and now it is adopted by thousands of MSMEs. And actually, this particular adoption required an on-ground availability of technical people who can support the Blackbox, who can help MSMEs to configure the Blackbox, who can help or advise MSMEs how they can make the best use of Blackbox. And that's the reason there was a very rapid growth in the requirement of such technical people. And Synersoft could not really fulfill all those requirements through its internal staffing. And that's the reason we told the idea of Blackbox Certification Academy, where we targeted freshers or IT professionals or even students, who were aspiring a career in IT. And we thought that they will basically get themselves certified by Blackbox so that they know the product very well. And on the ground, they can help the MSME end customers either for installation or for configuration or for the maintenance of the product. So that is how this entire idea came up, and then we executed it.
All right, sir. I guess that's a great initiative. Sir, how do you think it would benefit the individuals who aspire to learn about IT, this entire program?
Yeah, it has a very unique position when we look at various certification programs available to somebody who is interested in IT or who aspires a career in IT. Most of these courses are very function-specific courses. So let's say if I want to get certified for firewall, I will only get certified for firewall. If I want to get certified for server administration, I will only get certified for server administration. So basically, most of the courses available are, I'm talking about vocational courses. They are basically function-specific courses. Now, when we talk about an MSME, which is a huge segment which consumes IT, which basically deploys IT in a very large scale collectively, they really do not require some expertise which is very function specific. And when we talk about Blackbox is a kind of IT in a box product. So it has so many functions inside. Blackbox acts as a firewall, it acts as a file server, domain controller, backup system, storage system, endpoint controller, VPN server. So many systems are combined inside the Blackbox. So it requires someone who knows all those functions. So there is a saying in English that master of none and jack of all. Okay. So currently the certification programs available are about mastering a specific function of IT. It could be security, it could be storage, it could be server administration. Here we came up with an idea of something which is having, little things from all the things, so like it has something of firewall, it has something of storage, because Blackbox is a combination of all these functions, and that makes this course very unique. And those who aspire the career in IT, they can learn this and get idea about most of the functions of information technology in one single certification program. And that is how they can really get updated about multiple functions of IT. At the same time, they can also make themselves more employable, because there are so many MSMEs who use Blackbox as an IT in a box, and they require someone who knows most of these functions collectively.
So, sir, is it possible that a person can do 2 or 3 different type of certified programs together?
Yes. Let me tell you. Most of these certification programs available in the market are product-specific certification programs. So, if we talk about Microsoft certified or Google certified or Cisco certified, so what happens that they only get the knowledge about that particular product, and then they require the customer to deploy that particular product. Okay. Similar thing is with Blackbox also, but Blackbox builds a lot of things inside itself. It acts as a firewall, it acts as a file server, it acts as a storage server. So somebody who wants to learn everything, and has an aptitude, can learn Blackbox and get an idea of multiple functions. So on one hand, one can go through several programs and get certified, or they can go to Blackbox certification program and learn about all these things in parallel to each other. Of course, the depth of each function won't be as much as it would be in a very specific functional product. But most of the times, MSMEs don't require so feature-rich products. Basically, they require the products which have minimalistic features, which actually satisfies their requirements.
Okay, sir. And sir, how long is this course for?
This course, basically, we have designed it keeping in mind that it should be very easy for a professional to do. So our first level of the course is approximately 18 hours, which is maybe 18 hours, which is maybe 2 hours per day, alternate day. It would last for 3 weeks. It could be a crash course also. The level 2 is just 4 hours. Level 3 is 10 hours, and level 4 is, which is a black belt, it is for 2 days, in which the student actually visits the site on which Blackbox is to be installed and does a hands-on installation on the product. So in totality, all those 4 levels would be approximately 32 hours of pedagogy and maybe 2 days of on-the-site exposure. So this is the length of this program and how it is built actually.
Sir, I think that is the best part. It's not too long, which will allow a lot of individuals to come. Right?
Yes.
So my next question is, what was the foremost objective behind this entire initiative?
See, basically, the objective was, of course, to create on-ground availability of professionals who can support our product. At the same time, there was a vacuum. When we talk about an IT in a box product, it requires multifunctional knowledge. And when we looked at the vocational programs available, as I told, they were very function specific. So basically, the ultimate objective was to initiate, some sort of teaching, some sort of academic activities, which actually gives idea to a professional about multiple functions, and that is a core ultimate idea about this particular program. And most of the times the MSMEs, they use IT in a box products like Blackbox. So they don't require all the features. And I'll give you an example. A firewall would have a very essential feature, which is multiple bandwidth management and load balancing. But MSMEs really don't require, because they don't have multiple bandwidth. They don't have inbound connections. They hardly use a broadband connection. They don't need to really load balance anything. Mm-hmm. So they would, they would go for a product which does not offer that feature and does not charge for the feature. So that is how Blackbox is positioned. So how we designed Blackbox and this particular certification program is on the assumption that 30% of the features would satisfy 100% of the requirements. if let's say my mobile phone has 100 features and I'm using only 30 of them, and I'm fully utilizing my mobile, then I'm okay with those 30% of the features. And if somebody tells me that you don't take this 70% of the remaining features and we'll charge you less, I would definitely opt for that, because I'm not using those 70% of the features. So similarly, Blackbox is built on that premise that 30% of the features are 100% satisfying the requirements of the customer, and that is how it has become multifunctional. And that is the reason the entire academy is based on very vocational, very hands-on, knowledge sharing.
All right, sir. So my next question is, considering Synersoft offers rigorous 4 levels of BCSP, which is the Blackbox Certified Security Professional, can you explain in detail about these levels?
Sure. So basically, the level 1 is about product. So the person who starts with level 1 would know the product very well. So we have e-learning modules, we have live trainings, we have faculty members who help the students how to implement the product. We have demo licenses which can be used by the students to actually practice on the interfaces of the Blackbox. So that is the first level. In first level, our objective is that the student gets to know everything about the product, every feature about the product, every use case of the product. Sometimes what happens that customer is not very smart and he cannot explain what he requires, but he can explain what he requires by an example. So the student has to be able to relate between the use cases and the features of the product. So that is what we do in the first level. The student knows everything about the Blackbox. In level 2, we focus on pre-installation activities. Let's say, for example, a customer has purchased the Blackbox and now he wants to get it installed. So pre-installation activities would majorly include the requirement study of the customer. So in the level 2, we train the students how you interact with the customers. We have a portal on which they can document the customer's requirement in very easy way. So we help them on how they can use that particular portal, what kind of questions they should ask. In case customer has any questions, how they answer those questions with examples or use cases. So this is what we teach in the level 2. In level 3, we focus on post-installation activities. So once the customer has got the Blackbox installed, now the users have started using Blackbox. So they would require help at 3 different levels. One, they would like to change something in the configuration, like creation of new user or deletion of an old user. They would also like to modify the policies they have defined. That is a second requirement. Like right now I can access USB drive, tomorrow I am not supposed to access USB drive. So all these configuration changes would be required. And third would be some troubleshooting, like there is a network problem, internet problem, how Blackbox responds to that, how you solve those problems, how you diagnose those problems. So that is in level 3. And then we also teach them for each problem, or for each kind of request, how they respond to the customer. So we have template emails, which are drafted, defining the problem, defining the diagnosis, defining the solution, defining the checklist in terms of flowcharts as well as the email drafts. We teach them in level 3. And in level 4, whoever has cleared 1, 2 and 3 levels, we understand that he or she is competent to install the Blackbox on her or his own. So we actually invite them to visit the customer installation in their particular city or nearby city, and then they attend that entire installation. They actually install the product, install the agent, install the console and configure it in collaboration with our certified engineer, and gets the hands-on experience. So that is level 4, which we call Black Belt. So this is the elaboration of the 4 levels of Blackbox certification program.
All right, sir. So my next question is, what is the major target of Blackbox for this entire certification program?
See, basically, there are when we talk about IT professionals, there are 2 types of IT professionals. One who graduate from IITs, who graduate from very reputed college, they get absorbed in the IT companies of the world. And another section of these particular IT professionals are who actually graduate from mediocre college, who struggle in getting the job in multinational IT companies, and they settle down for hardware program, or they settle down for some software support programs. And our target segment is this type of people who actually struggle to get the job, basically. And when they struggle to get the job, they need to really enhance their employability. So certification program is targeted on either 12th pass students who are not able to continue their college education, or those who have done college education but they are not getting very good employment opportunities, or those IT executives who think that they have no growth opportunity further in their job. They can actually go through this kind of program, enhance their employability, and grow in their own career. So this is our target segment.
Sir, what is the fees of these programs?
Fees, actually, we have kept it very, very moderate. The fees starts from just 10,000 rupees. Okay, so it is basically to enhance the employability of the person. So by investing 10,000 rupees for the first level in himself or herself, she can greatly enhance her employability. She stands very good opportunity to work with the Blackbox who actually deploy the Blackbox or sell the Blackbox, basically. So that is something which which is very important for them. So it starts with 10,000 rupees. Level 2 costs around 4,000 to 6,000 rupees. Level 3 costs around 6,000 to 8,000 rupees, and level 4 costs around 10,000 rupees. So in total, it would be 40,000 rupees for entire 4 levels. But yeah, in that investment, they can really increase their incremental monthly income like anything.
Of course, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask that is it important that Blackbox will employ all of the people who are doing this program, or will you not?
See, we have very regular requirement across India to basically fulfill our hiring, basically. So they will get a preference. Whoever does BCSP will get a preference with Synersoft. But at the same time, we encourage the entrepreneurship also. Since last 3 months, we have started a new program, entrepreneurship program, where we identify such Blackbox certified professionals, and then we tell them that, okay, we have got an installation, let's say, for example, in Nashik or Aurangabad. And if you are located in Nashik or Aurangabad, why don't you go and do the installation if you are a black belt Blackbox certified professional? Let's say you go for 50 user installation, and we will pay you, let's say, 300 rupees per user. You just have to submit the installation compliance certificate or installation acceptance by the customer. So let's say that installation would last for 2 days, and let's say they complete the installation of 50 people. They will earn 15,000 rupees just in 2 days, So that is also possible. That is also possible where we outsource our services. So it is not only about employing with Synersoft. It is about providing outsourcing, opportunities to these individuals.
But still, yes, sir, it's a great initiative. It will push the employment rate a lot.
Yes, correct.
Sir, my next question is, what kind of professionals will be hired by Blackbox for the purpose to contribute their ideas into the program, like as in their mentors, teachers, for the people who,
Yeah. So what we are doing is, see, we have a large number of senior professionals who are working in our research and development, who are working in our testing, quality management. So these people are basically designing and developing this particular program. So at their level, the program development happens. Then we have identified some professional agencies which develop the course material, e-learning modules, and they actually make this course material a world-class course material. And that is how it helps a lot to the students to grasp the things, with a lot of fun. And about the faculty members, right now we keep the mix of faculty members. Theories are taken by professional people who have experience in teaching, and the practicals are taken by the support or installation engineers of Blackbox, who have good communication skills and they can share their experiences. So it is a combination of a professional teacher and a professional who has hands-on experience on Blackbox. So these are the three types of people, we are looking at to basically build this academy as an organization.
Got it, sir. So my next question is, what kind of benefits will the youth gain from this program, and how will they enhance their own qualification by getting the prestigious Blackbox certification?
Yeah, so see, I'll tell you, when we talk about our university courses, especially in IT, most of the times they are behind the time, IT industry is always ahead of them, So, for example, I still learn some technologies which are now outdated in actually industrial use. So, most of the times when people graduate from university setup, they don't have any idea what is happening in the real world. So Blackbox basically Blackbox certification program will serve as a bridge, So I am graduate. I have gone through the process of education. I have gone through the process of learning. Whatever I have learned might not be so relevant for the industry when I enter, my first career move. And let's say I do Blackbox certification program, then it serves as a bridge. It will tell me a lot about what is happening in the industry, what is expected by the industry, and what are the real problems of the industry and how they can be solved. So this is how the youth will gain ready-made exposure, to the reality of the world as soon as they come out of. Sometimes what happens, let's say I'm an IT professional, I'm just doing a monotonous work in my company. I'm solving the same problems which I was solving 6 months ago or a year ago. So when they do this kind of programs, they have better exposure, they can widen their thinking, and they can really understand how these problems can be solved more innovatively, how they can enhance the return on investment in IT for their organization. And when they actually show some tangible benefits to their organization owners, then only they can grow in the career. So this is how the youth will really benefit with this kind of exposure.
All right, sir. Sir, what are your own expectations from this program?
See, I'll tell you my expectation or Synersoft's expectation is basically about creating an ecosystem. Designing, developing, and selling a product is one thing. And basically creating an ecosystem is another thing. That ecosystem would be, we have OEMs who actually we design the hardware and then they make the hardware. Then they support the warranty. They are part of an ecosystem. Similarly, we have our own engineers, we have our own R&D systems, and we have a lot of IPR, which we use in our product development. Now we want to extend this entire knowledge, to the organizations as well as to the individuals, so that they can really make a difference. And that is how the ecosystem works. It is a sense of fraternity, it is a sense of community. So just like what Tele has done, Tele has created a fraternity, Tele has created a community, and that is our expectation from this entire program, that we will create a community of Blackbox people.
All right, sir. Sir, before giving out this program to anyone, will you be looking at any kind of degree that they already have? Like, can someone who is studying still in school go forward with this program?
We are okay with offering this program to 12th standard people who have done reasonable on the mathematics and science, and most of these schools now have very good computer exposures, until the 12th standard. So our expectation would be the student should be at least 12th pass.
All right, because I personally have seen a lot of youth trying to explore different kind of field altogether, and that's the reason I was asking.
Right. So 12th pass is fine. Then rest of the elements, we have in our course material, will help them learn the things very easily.
Follow IT Voice for all things tech. From industry insights, gadget reviews to latest tech news.